Hey guys, what is going on? We've got this beautiful cobalt green 95 300ZX twin turbo. It's been a customer's car. It's actually on our second customer's ownership. So the original guy who brought it to us sold it, and now it's in another customer's hands. So it's really nice when we get to still be part of this car's life, so to speak. This second ownership has basically seen a good amount of upgrades to it. So it's got now a Haltech Pro plug-in ECU. It's had the factory turbos upgraded / replaced. It's running the Turbos Direct replacement CHRAs that are brand new, but it has the billet compressor wheels in them. So they're the factory size, but they're just billet. The size hasn't changed whatsoever. Just the airflow dynamics and being lighter as well, it gives it a benefit. So it's doing actually quite well. Upgraded exhaust manifolds, 2.5-inch intercoolers and intercooler piping, running our downpipes and HFC pipes paired with the Greddy SP catback. So all that stuff is in really good shape, especially the catback, because that catback has not been made probably for well over 20 years plus. It is on flex fuel, so of course we did our beginning calibrations on 91 octane, and now we have finished up on E85. So the one thing it doesn't have and really should have received for an upgrade is the inlet piping. It's still on the factory inlet piping. So it has the 2-bolt pipes that bolt to the front of the compressor housing, all just squished down like the factory necks it down to. So that's not doing it any favors. This thing probably could easily get into closer to the mid-5s on this setup. And we're also running into a little bit of clutch slip. It is running a full face organic. Typically those with that pressure plate that is used can only handle about 500 foot-pounds of torque to the tire, and that's right there. We're about 511. So as soon as we started getting above 18, 19 pounds of boost, we were seeing a little bit of slip on the dyno. So we'll get to that. But overall, this thing is doing really, really well. Again, stock, completely stock, bottom end, stock, heads, nothing's been changed. It's got well over 100,000 miles on it. And of course, we are on a dual pop setup. Beautiful thing with the Haltech is we don't need to run any of the maps. We don't need to have, the old Cellin translator or anything like that, like the Apex AFCs to control the maps. So that's a good thing about running the Haltech ECUs. You don't need to do that. So with about 23 pounds of boost, right around 4,800 RPM, we can see the slip, you can see the boost kind of dive down, and you can see our straight line isn't so straight when we plot our speed versus engine RPM. We were just able to make a little over 500 wheel, 501 almost, and 511 foot-pounds of torque with this setup. So really, really good. Getting a heavier duty clutch like our High 5 and also our inlet piping in this thing will definitely see the numbers climb up on this beautiful beast. So all in all, it did fantastic. Really happy with it, but there's definitely a little bit more room to grow. All right, so you can kind of see, so here's our dyno sheet. We have our boost plotted right here. Of course, we have horsepower and our torque, and you can see right here, so this is our speed plotted versus engine RPM. You can see our line isn't straight. You can see it starts to dip even down here. So we're making well over 500 foot-pounds of torque. I would estimate probably about 540, maybe 550. And so you can see also the boost kind of come down as the slip intensifies. So with the appropriate clutch, this should be nice and straight and flat. So we should see definitely a big increase in our torque and also a little bit in our wheel horsepower. You can kind of tell here how the torque kind of starts to dip down and you've got your little spike. So a classic clutch slip right there. But yeah, really good otherwise. All right, guys, we are wrapping up this GTR. It's a 2010. We don't know a whole lot about it. We do know it has bigger turbos, kind of going with what we see. Stock engine, it does have a built trans. Again, we don't know a whole lot about the built trans, but go ahead and got it dialed in today on the Ecutech software. And on E85, we are making 783 wheel and 646 foot-pounds of torque at just 23 pounds of boost. So we'll leave this thing here, a real well-balanced setup, plenty of power for the streets. And you know, besides the tuning we did a little bit of maintenance work on top of it. So fluids, spark plug change, kind of get a basis on maintenance now that we'll be servicing this vehicle. So all in all, did really well, and we'll go take it out on the street.